Thursday lunchtime, Jim White, Simon Jordan, Spencer Oliver. We're live in talkSPORT. That means we're talking boxing. Live boxing this Saturday night in Manchester. Jack Catterall takes on Arnold Barboza. Final eliminator, WBO super lightweight title. The current holder is Teofimo Lopez. But it's a busy undercard, as often happens in these big fight nights these days. Great undercards. And on that, we have the rearranged fight between Reece Bellotti and Michael Gomez Jr. These two were meant to fight back in October on the Catterall Prograde card. But hours before the fight, it was cancelled when Michael Gomez Jr. was taken ill. Now, at the time, his opponent, Reece Bellotti, didn't take too kindly to that news. He spoke on DAZN and, put it mildly, was none too happy.
You know he swallowed it. He is 1,000,000% swallowed it. Belly, you can back what I'm saying here. If you're in that changing room, there is nothing out there that will stop you from fighting. Fact. He has gone behind his team and swallowed the fight. 100% fact. Because in my last fight against Giles, my hand was mashed up. I got told by my physio, don't take the fight, your hand's mashed. I said to the boys, I signed to fight. I'm fighting him. I'll do him with one hand. I don't give The boys could have gone behind my back, the doctor would have bowled in, and I would have said, no, I'm sweet, doctor, don't worry about it. I am not swallowing a fight in a changing room, ever. He has swallowed the fight. He sold 1,000+ tickets, now he's got to tell all his mates, oh, sorry, my team pulled me out. You sound like a You melted. Fact.
Wow. So Reece Bellotti, in no uncertain terms, saying Michael Gomez Jr. bottled it. End of. Well, now they go again this Saturday night. Reece Bellotti and Michael Gomez Jr. both join us live on the show this lunchtime on Zoom from different locations. Gentlemen, good afternoon to both of you. Reece, do you still believe that Michael bottled it?
Yeah. Probably not as strongly as I did before. I mean, listen, in that moment in time, I said any fighter out there would be raging in that moment. You know what I'm saying? It's like you're going to work for a month and then at the end of the month you get no money. You know, you don't get paid for all the graft you put in. So at the time I was fuming. I'm just glad the fight's on now, and Saturday night we'll see the outcome.
Well, Michael, good afternoon to you.
Good afternoon, mate.
What is the genuine truth in this one? I mean, were you ill?
No, mate, I faked an illness. Obviously I was ill. It's a silly question, mate. No, I was ill throughout the week, mate, but obviously as a fighter, like Reece said there, the end goal, as much as people want to fight, is to get paid. So I kept my mouth shut because, mate, at the end of the day, I've been in camp for so long. The end goal is to provide for my family, and you know, my team, when I got to the arena, could see that I just wasn't there, mate. It was my body, I was just done. Me and my manager had a backwards and forwards. He went and got the doctor. The doctor came in, did observations. I then got rushed into the doctor's room, whatever it did, what we call it. From there, I failed the test. They told me I wasn't fighting. I pleaded, mate. I'm not going to lie to you. I broke down in tears, mate. I begged to fight because as much as I love to fight, mate, again, you know, I want to get paid. I want to go home to my kids. But unfortunately, I had to live with that. And luckily, thankfully, we're back here now. And Saturday night, it's all over.
Yeah, Michael, I know how tough that is, mate, when you have to go through a training camp like that and it gets pulled at the final moment in the dressing room. It must have been frustrating for you. And Reece, I know it was very, very frustrating for you, but we do get to fight again now. And Michael, you know, what are we expecting? I'll throw the question to you first, mate. What are we expecting from you on Saturday night? Bit of a grudge match, this one, between you two, and a lot on the line as well.
It's not a grudge match on my behalf, mate. You know, the way everyone's spinning it and the way what Reece says, what he did at the finger, I can't say I wouldn't have done the same. In that moment, in that heat of the moment, you know, we're both ready to about to punch holes in each other. Obviously, he's going to go nuts, but then the people that have keep sharing it after the full facts come out, you know, Matchroom knew. There was a member of Matchroom team in the room, and they knew, and they really wanted to. They can go and get the hospital things. They can release everything. I'm happy for that to happen. You know, for him to keep everyone to keep sharing and slandering a fight for being unwell and being withdrew from a fight, something that wasn't his fault, I find it bizarre, mate. I find it very bizarre.
Well, Reece, I'll throw this one to you, mate. You was absolutely fuming, as you rightly would be, you know, getting pulled at the final hour like it did there. Tell me the sudden change around here between both of you, actually, because I wasn't expecting this, if I'm totally honest, because I thought the build-up, I've seen you both sort of going at each other, and we're getting close now, so emotions do run high, but there seems to be a change in both of yours, you know, temperaments right now.
It's just when we know the fight's coming now, so you don't have to the anger kind of goes. You can't hold on to that anger for months and months. I've spent all my anger out in training camps and all that stuff in the build up. So the anger's still there. The frustration's still there. Of course, my Christmas weren't as good as it could have been, and all the rest of it. Everyone in my family felt the full force of that. And but now the fight's going to happen Saturday, and that's the main thing for me.
Do you regret in any way, Reece, saying what you said at the time?
Absolutely not. No chance at all. Because a fighter in any fighter out there would have done exactly the same. Just like you heard Michael say just then, he would have done exactly the same thing. I didn't know any of the facts or whatever was going on at the time. I just thought he melted and he left the building. And any fighter would have felt the same way.
You're smiling, you're laughing, Michael. You wouldn't melt and leave the building,
mate,
or would you?
You know what's mad, mate, is I've been around the game the whole my life. You know, I was fortunate to be growing up with it. So if I was going to melt from a boxing fight, mate, when I was on these small horse shows paying out thousands of pounds to opponents who coming in stupidly overweight, I'd have jibbed it then. And the biggest fight of my career, one fight away from changing my whole life. Come on, think about it. It's just not going to happen, is it? But listen, it's funny. The word melting makes me laugh, mate. I find it's a good one. It's actually a good one. You know, Saturday night, we're going to see what happens.
And Michael, you're fighting for the this is the old title your dad actually owned, didn't he? Your dad was the British super featherweight champion, wasn't he?
Yes, I think did he win the featherweight and the super featherweight?
Yeah, I believe he did.
I'm not too sure, mate, but I know he definitely won one of them.
Yeah, Alex Arthur, I believe it was, in one of the fights of the year. And by the way, we could be expecting the same with you two going into this one. This one, stylistically, could be much like that one with your dad all those years ago with Alex Arthur.
Could be, mate, could be. But it might not be. Who knows? It might be, it might not be. It might be over quicker, it might be over longer. Who knows? He might stink the place out. Everyone start booing and throwing sweets at us.
I don't think so, mate.
Who knows, mate? Who knows? The main thing for me, belts, none of that matter this time round, is winning on Saturday night.
What we're going to see, Reece, on Saturday night when you two step in the ring?
What are you going to see, did you say? Sorry, I didn't hear.
Yes. What can we expect?
Well, like you say, stylistically, you're going to see action. There's not going to be any point in that fight where there won't be action in that fight. That's why everyone's interested in it. That's why everyone's talking about it. I mean, our styles will gel and we're going to have a fight and it's going to be good. What are you going to bring in the night, Michael?
What am I going to bring? Yes. 2 hands. 2 hands on my head. And we're going to fight, mate. I'm going to bring everything, mate. I have to win. Everything that happened, the way I've been abused, mate. I've been violated pretty much, mate. I have to win this fight. If I don't win this fight, I don't see the many ways back. I have to win this fight, and you know I'm here to stay for now, and I don't want to let it go. So I will give everything to win.
Okay, good luck to both of you on the night. Michael Gomez Jr. and Reece Bellotti, thanks so much for joining us live this lunchtime. You're smiling, Simon. It's unique to the boxing game, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, I actually applaud his answers. I know you're on the receiving end of them, but that's kind of what I'd have said. You know, yeah, of course I faded, of course I threw it in. No, I didn't. And what am I going to bring? I'm going to bring 2 hands on my head. So I understand he's being a bit facetious and difficult to interview, but it'd be a good fight. And do I think he bottled it? No, I don't. And do I think that Reece was entirely right to have that outburst? Yeah, and both of them acknowledge it. Both of them acknowledge that would have been, if the other person had been on the receiving end, they'd have the same outburst. And the reasons why they've pared back from it, he knows that Michael Gomez didn't swallow that fight.
It's not in his DNA to swallow that fight.
It's not in his DNA.
And no fighter in a dressing room, you know, that Michael Gomez Jr. has been doing it since he was a 7-year-old kid. He grew up watching his dad boxing for that very same title. So, you know, this is all about the dreams, and like that was the dream.
They did have to drag Amir Khan out with a shepherd's crook against Kell Brooklow.
Yeah, but he still got out, didn't he? He still got out. That's the point. So, yeah, it must have been something quite serious for to pull out.
But here they are now, and it'll be a good fight.
It'll be a cracking fight. Barnstormer.
Who you got?
It's a tough one to call. Real 50-50. You could go either way. Belotti's sort of come good again. He lost to Rayford, and you thought his career may have just been disappearing and going away from himself. And he sort of reinvented himself. Come back better, stronger, very heavy-handed. And Gomez is like his old man. He just keeps coming, tenacious, and he will bring the heat. It's a real 50-50. Who wins? The public.
Well, I tell you, if I pushed you though, Spencer, who do you think wins it on the night?
Why did you go there, Jim?
Gomez Jr.
Oh, really? It's a tough one.
Simon, you take Gomez Jr. What about you, Spencer?
I told you it's a 50-50 fight. It depends who tactically gets it right, who brings their A game on the night, because it's one of those fights that could go either way. I wouldn't like to pick a winner between these two because it's a level playing field. I know you're going to ask me again because I can see it in your face, but that's what I'm
No,
at.
the reason I was asking is, look, if you're watching on YouTube, the two boys are still in situ and still listening.
Oh,
That's
nice.
why.
Oh, nice.
Michael's smiling, so is Reece. So last chance, Spencer. Who wins it?
I told you, the public, us as the fans. That's who
Spencer.
wins.
So
Because
who you think is going to win?
who was
Get
that?
off the
Who said that?
Even the boys
Reece.
are asking you.
Reece Bellotti or Michael Gomez Jr. Who do I think is going to win? Probably momentum, maybe with Bellotti at the moment.
Good lad, Spencer.
There you go. We got an answer out of him at the last, boys. Michael, Simon goes with you. Reece, Spencer goes with you. We'll see what happens on the night. Just give us a minute or two. We'll get Spencer back down off that fence.
On AM, on DAB, via the talkSPORT app and on your smart speaker. talkSPORT.